Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create this creative looping loading animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugin. And if you want to learn more about logo animation and other stuff, then don't forget to check out my Udemy course. Link is available in the description. And as always, if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So here we are in Adobe After Effects. Let's create a new composition as always, and we are going to call it as main animation like this. Width is 1920, height is 180, frame rate is 30, and duration we are not going to choose much more, so I'm going to choose 10-second duration only, just like this. And background color is white, and simply hit OK. Then go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title section. Now before we start our main animation, we will create our loading animation. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to choose ellipse, and let's delete this field, we don't need that. And we are going to choose black color for this stroke width color and hit OK. And stroke width I'm going to choose 20 pixels, and by holding shift I'm going to create this kind of simple ellipse over here. Now select the shape layer, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the stroke width, and stroke width should be 50 pixels, or let's say 40 pixels. Go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically like this. Now this is going to be my outer box, so I'm going to select this, hit enter, and let's call it as outer like this. Select this, hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and let's call it as inner like this. And stroke width of this one, let's choose 30, and for the color I'm going to choose white color over here. Hit U. Okay, now select this inner and hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and let's call it as loading like this. And change the color of this one to the black. And stroke width over here I'm going to choose 20 pixels, or let's say 15 pixels like this, or I think 20 should be good like this. And now we have to create loading animation for this, so let's go inside this, go to the add menu, and we are going to choose trim path. Go to the trim path and let's make this end value 0 initially, create one keyframe, and let's go somewhere around 8 second maybe, and let's make this 100. So if you see, we will get this kind of loading animation over here. And go to the ellipse, go to the stroke one, and line cap I'm going to choose round cap. Okay, so this is our loading animation, which is very basic. So now we will select all of them, we will lock them, and before that let's select all of them and click on this shy icon over here, and we will lock this layer, and we will enable this hidden all layers shy like this. So they are still there but we cannot see them. Let's disable this and we will hide this, and then we will enable this. Okay, now we are going to start with our main animation, which is quite complicated, but not very. So let's start. Let's delete this stroke, we don't need that, and we are going to choose black color like this, and choose ellipse, and by holding shift I'm going to create one ellipse. Select this, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically like this. Select this, hit Ctrl D, and select your selection tool and enable this snapping option. And by holding Control, or without holding Control also, you can properly snap over here because our snapping option is on. Then select both of these layers and hit Ctrl D and bring those layers at the top, so it should be 1 2 3 4, and then simply bring this downwards like this. Now select all of them and try to adjust them properly at the center like this. If you want to adjust them properly at the center, all of them, so what you can do, you can simply press Ctrl R, bring one line over here, zoom in a little bit, so it should be properly over here, and bring one line from here, so it should be properly aligned with this one. And then you can select all of these layers and make sure the edge of this two circles should touch this, and over here it should go over here like this. Okay, and let's make this fit, and let's remove this, and let's remove this. Okay, so they are properly adjusted. Now we are going to create one rectangle and we are going to choose white color for this, and I'm going to create one rectangle like this. Select this, press Ctrl Alt Home, go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Select this, hit enter, and let's call it as mask. Okay, like this. And select all of these shape layers and change the color of shape layers to yellow one. Now select this mask and hit Ctrl D, and this should be at the top, and we will hide this. Now select this mask over here, go after this shape layer and press F4 and choose alpha mask. Select this mask, bring this at the top, and again we are going to choose alpha mask like this. Okay, so oops, I think we need to choose alpha inverted mask, so make sure to don't do that mistake. Choose alpha inverted mask, so we will get something like this. And after doing that, what we need to do over here, we need to select this mask and we need to parent them with the respective shape layers. Like this second one should be parent with the third one, this mask 4 should be parent with the fifth shape layer, this one should be parent with this one should be parent with this one. So whenever we are going to move anywhere, we will get something like this. So hit Ctrl Z like that. So now what we will do, we will start to animate our stuff, but before that, right click new and create one null object. Select all the shape layers by holding Ctrl and make it a parent with this null object like this. Okay, now select this null object, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, go to around 2 seconds, and let's make this 180 or let's make this 90. Let's see how does it looks. It looks something like this, or let's make this 180. Then after that, select all the shape layers, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, go over here and let's make this minus 180, or I think let's choose minus 360 would be okay. So we will get something like this. Now select those keyframes and hit F9. So if you see this now, we will get this kind of animation. Okay, and if you want to change the duration, you can do that also, and make sure that you are at properly last keyframe. Now select those shape layers over here, those shape layers, and hit Ctrl D and bring them at the top, and delete this inverted mats over here. We don't want that. And now if you guys know that we have this extra mask layer, simply bring this layer at the top and move this layer over here and select those shape layers and also move them over here like this, and hit U. We are going to delete those keyframes, we don't need that. So if you see now, first we will get this, and now we know that we have one mask, so enable this mask over here and select this mask, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, go to around 4 seconds, and let's make this 180-degree rotation. Okay, and select those keyframe and hit F9. So if you see this animation now, first we will get this and then we will get this. Okay, and then select this null object, press U, go over here and let's make this 90 maybe at this point. So what will happen, it will start to rotate at this point. Okay, so we will get something like this. Now hit U so we can see all the keyframes. Select all the keyframes over here, go to the graph editor, select this graph and hit F9 first of all, then move one handle over here and move one handle over here, and make sure that right click and choose edit speed graph, then only you will get this. So we will get this kind of animation over here. So our animation is ready. So let's go over here and select all of these layers by hitting Ctrl A, press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose this, and I'm going to call it as looping and hit OK. And let's enable this. We don't want to disable this stuff, we will enable this. Select this looping, press S for scaling option and scale it like this. Go inside this, hit U to see the last keyframe, then hit N over here and right click in the work area, trim comp to area work area like this, go to the main animation, so we'll get something like this. Now select this layer, right click, go to the time and choose time enable remapping. So click on it, and we will create one keyframe, and we will delete this last keyframe over here, and simply alt click on the stopwatch, and you can type loop out expression on it. So now what will happen, you will get this animation continuously like this. Okay, and at the end it our loading animation is done, so I'll hit N over here. So now if you see this animation, we will get something like this. Okay, and if you see properly, even if you hide this, this is quite a good looping animation also. So yep, this is how you can create this kind of looping animation inside of After Effects.